Facing depopulation with compassion. That's the subject here. So, some people are afraid of depopulation. Now, yes, you know, you may say they have some legitimate concerns and all that. 95% population reduction by 2100 seems like a lot. But it's just that's what all of the various sources are saying is going to happen. Very, very many. Like, I'm sure you've probably heard of the Georgia Guidestones. Now, that could certainly be an agenda, an Illuminati agenda, as some people call it. But there's myriad other sources as well. For instance, when they future progressed people from the 1980s to 2100, only about 5% saw a future there, and they said that it was fairly lonely. And so, and then there was also Dolores Cannon, and her subjects also saw that the Earth was in a fairly chaotic place by 2100. And so we know, and then there's also all of the climate scientists, right? And they're basing it on real data that's happening in reality, the physical world, like the carbon dioxide levels and the soil depletion and the lack of fertilizers and all of that. And that's all kind of pointing in the direction of a massive global famine and likely end of the current epoch of civilization, and a transition to a different kind of civilization with a much lower population. And I would like to say that it's not necessarily going to happen. Just in case you think that, I'm like, oh no, this is definitely going to happen. No, it's not. There's a tiny little chance that everyone will become a compassionate person, and we will all transition to living in cooperation with nature, that we will all start growing local food, we'll stop tilling, we'll stop using pesticides, and we'll stop all of those unsustainable practices, and we will all together start using only sustainable practices. We'll stop driving our cars, we'll just have our gardens and our fruit trees and our nut trees and our local communities, and we will be content without a lot of products, just the stuff that we need, like clothing and maybe some tools and so for some crafts, and we will all be satisfied with having a fairly basic existence. Now, it is possible. It is certainly possible that this will happen, but I don't know. You look around and survey, how many people are truly interested in doing so. I don't know. But what I do know is that there is a future, a very, very good future of the new paradise. And it is the edible food forest paradise that we can all go to experiencing. And so you can be one of the 5%, or possibly greater than 5% of people who will be living a sustainable life, and so will be able to survive and thrive through the global famine and end of civilization as we know it. And that is really my mission here on Earth, is to help you and myself and as many people as possible to transition to a sustainable lifestyle where we can all live in co-creative cooperation with nature. So there's no necessity for fear. Fear is kind of this emotion of the lower brain, and it would indicate that you would need to do something in a rush. Um, like, but you don't. There's no rush. You just calm down. Do some breathing, and realize there's still plenty of time. There's still plenty of time. They're saying the global famine's probably not going to strike until like the 2040s. Even though like obviously there's already 850 million malnutrition people and 250 million, uh, you know, starving to death, right now on Earth, and so and it's an increasing number. But here in the West, we certainly have buffers against it. But they're like in other places like Africa, it's definitely harder, and we can all do our own part in helping make sure that everyone has enough food because we have enough land for each and every human being on Earth right now to be able to grow their own food and in a sustainable manner. And so the point is that when something arises and it may seem like a negative situation, you have a choice. You can react to it by fear, by trying to fight it or run away. But this will generally only lead to whatever you fear. However, otherwise, you can act with compassion. You can embrace the, I guess, the bad, you could say, or the event, and see it as an opportunity to help others, like an earthquake or a tsunami or a famine. These are all, bad events, but they are also opportunities for compassion, for reaching out and helping people transition in a safe and happy way. All right, thank you. That is what I wanted to say. Thank you. Namaste. And please feel free to like and subscribe and join us for more. There will be a course coming up if it's not already going.